good shot. Oh my!
You can celebrate Georgetown! The Georgetown Raiders are Buckland Cup champions!
The Trenton Golden Hawks, the R.W. Cup champions, are going to Coburg.
Back to Minerva. Shot scores! And the Coburg Cougars are the Royal Bank Cup champions!
Evans, Bundby, they score! Frank Poche, the game winner, and the Buckland Cup winner!
Well, snowy conditions last weekend wreaked havoc on the OJHL schedule with several postponements taking place, but there were still some key divisional matchups that ended up going down. More on that coming up in just a moment. This is the OJ Today. Welcome back, everybody. I hope you enjoyed the CHCH Game of the Week. Today, Ron Valentine, writer extraordinaire for OJHL.ca, will join me via Skype to discuss some of the big transactions that went down at the recent trade deadline as some huge deals took place with teams really loading up. Also, Joey Maziarz, who you just saw playing for North York against the Junior Canadians in the Game of the Week, has been one of the OJ's top defensemen all year. And we'll take a closer look at the incredible season he's had in our Player Spotlight segment. But first, game highlights. And the big contest last weekend saw number 1 versus number 2 tangling in the East Division. Now, just 3 points separated first place Coburg from the Whitby Fury, and this was a vicious battle from the opening puck drop. OJ Highlights now brought to you by Hilton Hotels. Hilton, the official hotel of the Ontario Junior Hockey League. The Coburg and Whitby have been battling all season long for first place out east. First period, Colton Cianci gets rocked by Isaac Suklo with the gorgeous open ice hit there. No scoring till the third. Greg Smith parks himself out front, tips it home to make it 1-0 for the home squad. Brett Benham, golden chance here to put this baby to bed late, but Dershan Stewart coming up with the huge stop. Wouldn't matter though. Noah Bull puts it into the empty cage with $1:30 left on the clock to seal the deal as Whitby stays right with Coburg in the battle for Eastern supremacy. They hold on to drop the first place Cougars 2-0. Brantford nipping at the heels of Georgetown in the West. The Raiders have a game in hand though, so the 99ers need a win. No scoring in the first. In the second, Raiders all kinds of chances on the doorstep. Just can't knock it home, though. G-Town does break the ice, though. Bailey Malala pounces all over the big, juicy rebound. Dines out. Wide open net. He makes it 1-0 for the Raiders. Final 20 minutes now. Nathan Torkia coming up with one of the plays of the week. Watch as he will deny Jack McTiernan right on the doorstep. Call the cops. That boy got robbed. Take another look. Torkia stretching, and I'm singing soprano just looking at that save. Turnovers killing the 99ers. Jordan Crocker steals. Hits Big Mac. Boom. Matt McJanet on fire lately. He continues his hot streak. 2-0. G-Town. Brantford not going down without a fight, though. Trevor Ledon just unloads from the point. Blows it through Torkia. Visitors back within a goal. Dying seconds, though. Jake Payette, the money man. Bullseye. Right into the empty net. That seals it for the Raiders, who take 2 key points from the squad that's chasing them out west. Okay, 37 points separated first place Coburg and last place Lindsay out east. These were points the Cougars could not afford to give away, but they nearly did. Third period, no scoring until Noah Vandervin breaks down the right side and makes it 1-0 Lindsay. An upset was a Bruin, but late in the frame, good work by Nick Case to dig it out and gets it to Ryan Porter, and Porter bulges the twine. Ties it up 1-1 to send this baby to overtime. Take it away, Kevin Dean with the call.
Porter now. Stick handles with it now. Nifty move there in a center step. Ryan Porter. Welch scores! The Cougars win it overtime at the 4:17 mark of double overtime. Beautiful shot as they mug them.
They mug them, but the Cougars nearly got mugged themselves of 2 points by last place Lindsay there. Close call for the green and white. KOJ News and Notes brought to you
by Troy Hockey. Troy, the official jersey of the Ontario Junior Hockey League, and the NHL came out with their midterm rankings. 5 current OJ players on that list: Eric Ciccolini, Costa Manikis, Zach Ewens, Ty Glover, and new addition Noah Beck from St. Mike's. However, the big news is the amount of alumni, led by Jack Hughes, projected #1 overall pick in the draft, who played for Georgetown as an AP back in the 2016-17 season. He's leading the way. An impressive list of 15 alumni overall on that list, who at one point played in the OJHL. So combined with the 5 currently playing in the league, that makes 20 total players with OJ ties on the midterm rankings. That's one of the highest totals of any junior hockey league on the planet. Way to go, guys. OJ Trivia brought to you by Cool Sports. Cool, official apparel provider to the OJHL. This week's question: what goalie is currently leading the OJHL in shutouts? Here's a hint: he recently just set the OJ record for shutouts. First correct answer to R. Morocco at the OJHL.ca wins a cool prize pack.
Hey folks, welcome back to the OJ Today. You know, it's not often you look at team statistics and see a blue liner up near the top of the scoring race, but that's exactly what's been happening all season long in North York. Now, Joey Maziarz has not only been shutting players down defensively, he's been torching opponents on offense as well, averaging a point per game for the Rangers. And he'll take his elite skills to Mercyhurst University on a scholarship next fall. And we take a closer look now at Joey in this week's Player Spotlight, brought to you by Cliff Bar. Cliff Bar, official energy bar of the OJHL.
The North York Rangers, to put it simply, are a powerhouse team this season. They reign supreme in the South Division and are considered a front-runner in the chase for the Buckland Cup. Now, a driving force behind their success has been defenseman Joey Maziarz. The 19-year-old leads all OJHL Blue Liners in scoring, averaging a point per game thus far.
Not necessarily the biggest guy to play against, but I certainly take pride in how quick I am and how tough it is for the opposition to come down and play forward against me. I also take pride in how easily it is for some of the defensemen on our team to break out of our D zone. I think we do a really good job communicating with each other, and breaking out and moving the puck up the ice is something that I think that I do a really good job with North York here this year.
Joe's a real cerebral defenseman. You know, we joke sometimes about him being, you know, a one-man breakout. He's our leader back there. You know, very dynamic. Will jump up in the rush. Will create offense. Very, very responsible in the D zone. You know, just an all-around defenseman and a very, very special player for us.
Yeah, Joey is he's a great player on the ice, obviously, but off the ice he brings a lot of passion and leadership to the room. On the ice he is, like in my opinion, the best defenseman in the league. He moves the puck well. I've never seen him not break out the puck on his first try. He brings an offensive side to the game that is special, and he's huge on our power play and penalty kill. I mean, he plays in all situations, and he's a hard worker on and off the ice. I can't say anything bad about Joey.
Maziarz fits the mold of a modern defenseman. Fast, mobile. At 5'11", 190 pounds, he'll never be mistaken for Chris Pronger out there. Instead, he patterns his game after other NHL stalwarts on the blue line.
The more I watch Morgan Riley and guys like Torrey Krug, who are a little bit undersized but contribute offensively, move the puck really well out of their D zone, and defend with their sticks and their feet. I think that's definitely my type of game. And as I get older, I'm going to work on getting a little bit stronger and definitely continuing with that kind of speed and offensive presence, definitely in the offensive zone.
Head coach Jeff Schmoge loves what Joey brings both on and off the ice. So much so that he made him an alternate captain on the Rangers.
Yeah, Joe's more of a quiet leader that will do it on the ice. He's not a extremely vocal guy. He will speak up when the time's necessary, but he's very good leader on the ice, and he brings it every single day, practice games, and he's that guy that's really pushing us every single day to be better as a team and not be satisfied with what we've accomplished so far.
Maziarz attracted plenty of attention from NCAA Division I schools and will play at Mercyhurst University in Erie, Pennsylvania on a scholarship.
I went down on a visit to Mercyhurst last winter. It was beautiful in the wintertime, and I've seen pictures in the spring, and it's outstanding again. So the campus was absolutely unreal. And but I think the most important thing was what their coaching staff had to say, which was basically the same thing we have here, is that team success is the most important thing that they preach. They're looking to develop players every single day, and that's ultimately what's going to be what's best for me. I'm really excited to get going down in 2019, so that's super exciting for me.
We think he has great potential. We think he could be a guy that plays pro hockey well after his 4 years of university. He's going to develop at Mercyhurst, which is a great program, and he could do great things in hockey, obviously.
Step one for Joey: win a Buckland Cup with the Rangers this season. Beyond that, the possibilities are endless. He's excited to start step two at school this fall with an eye towards the future.
I'm going to work towards a degree at Mercyhurst, and hopefully, if the way things go, that I'm hoping that they will, work pretty hard there, make my game a little bit better, and hopefully sign pro out of Mercyhurst. I think what they have going on there is a great opportunity for that to happen. And like I said, it's going to be awesome to be able to work on my academics there as well, because even if I do go pro after hockey, there's a lot of life to live after that. So it's exciting.
Snapshot scores! What a shot! What a shot by Joey Maziarz.
Joey's just a fantastic player. Okay, OJ Commitments brought to you by Warrior Hockey. Warrior, official partner of both the OJHL Game of the Week and the OJ Today. And Noah Beck, who was recently listed on the NHL Central Scouting midterm rankings, has committed to Clarkson University in Potsdam, New York, and he continues the pipeline from both St. Mike's and the league overall. Lots of OJ players down in Clarkson. 18 points on the season for Noah, and he's a graduate of the Toronto Marlboros minor hockey program. Alumni update. Ben Soke, formerly of the Wellington Dukes and now with Niagara of the NCAA, named AHA Player of the Week, and Noah Delmas, previously of Aurora, also with Niagara now, named AHA Defensive Player of the Week. Congratulations, guys. This week's OJ interview brought to you by Barnburner Hockey. Barnburner, official partner of the OJHL Game of the Week and the OJ Today.
Hey everybody, welcome back to the OJ Today, and so pleased to have on the show to discuss the OJHL trade deadline and some of the big deals that took place. Ron Valentine back on the show. Ron, thanks for joining us.
Thank you, Alex. Good to be back.
Yeah, and some, huge deals. Let's take a look at the trade board. We don't have time to cover every single trade, obviously, that happened before the deadline, but there were some major acquisitions by the OJHL's leading teams. And of course, people can always go to ojhl.ca for a full list of the transactions that took place. But let's start in Oakville. The OJHL's current #1 team had made some moves leading up to the deadline, and then towards the end of the deadline, they grabbed two huge pieces in Jason Pinio and Kyle Lewis. Your thoughts?
Jason Pinho has been a hard-nosed player. He had great seasons with junior Canadians. He's a leader. He plays physical on the ice, yet he can also come up with the big goal when it's needed. A great character player. He's going to Niagara University next year, and a real plus for the Blades for sure. Lewis, the fans are going to love Lewis. He's like a terrier on the ice, and in Mississauga he showed a great amount of leadership in the dressing room too. And he's just a puck terrier. He goes after the puck wherever it is. And don't forget, they also added Nicholas Aramatero, defenseman, and you can never have too many defenders, even the Blades. So that's another good young defenseman they've picked up there.
Absolutely. North York was extremely active leading up to the deadline, and then on deadline day, I think it's fair to say they added the biggest pieces overall of all the OJ teams. Jonathan Hampton earlier, and then Brandon Yeamans, and finally Dante Spagnuolo, who's going to add just a ton of offensive punch to that team as if they needed any more. Just a case of the rich getting richer, isn't it?
You know, I think everybody expected Yeamans to move, but they were perhaps surprised a little bit by Spagnuolo moving. A top scorer last year in his last season now, up in the top 10 scorers again. And they also picked up a defenseman too in Josh Rettinger, Old Milton Icehawk, and he's going to be a big part of that trade too. But Spagnuolo is bound to, it can't be anything but a plus for New York.
Another yeah, absolutely. Another Mercyhurst commit there as well. The East Division, of course, has been so crazy all year long. Coburg goes out and adds two key pieces by grabbing Bet Bannister and Favaro from the Patriots. Talk about Coburg's moves.
Brett Bannister last season got 60 points for the Patriots, and he wasn't on the first line most of the time. He was used as secondary offense. Another player too with a tremendous upside, and Favaro is the kind of defenseman I think that a lot of teams are looking for. He looks after things in his own end, but he's not afraid to jump into the offense. He's a very well-rounded rear guard, and just a real big plus for them too.
Okay, the junior Canadians trade away Pinho, as we mentioned, but end up getting Costa Manikis, who's projected to go in next summer's NHL draft. I can tell you, Scotiabank Pond, I think it's fair to say, is going to be packed with NHL scouts over the next few months, as he's going to team up, of course, with Eric Ciccolini, who's going to be a Michigan Wolverine in a couple of seasons, and also a top prospect for the NHL draft. Talk about the kind of duo they're going to make.
That's going to be awesome to see those on the ice, Alex. I've only had a chance to see Manikis a couple of times, but I'm impressed by the fact that he's got great hockey sense. He's got the size, he's a sniper. Ciccolini, of course, right from his Milton days has been a real prospect. His skating is terrific, and that's, Manikis is going to be a plus, there's no question about that. And how far can he go? He's 17 years old. He's one of the youngest players involved in the deadline deals. And I'm sure that he's going to contribute big.
Of course, Ciccolini and Manikis, worth mentioning as well, played their minor hockey together as well growing up. So it's going to be fun to watch them play together once again. Finally, Whitby added some much-needed scoring help by acquiring Nick Lund from Lindsay. The Fury, of course, having a great season and so good defensively all year, but kind of surprisingly in the lower half of the OJ when it comes to scoring goals. Nick's numbers haven't been huge with Lindsay, but my guess is, and I want to see if you agree, he's going to flourish being on a top team now.
Alex, if you look at Lund's bio, you'll see he's been around. I think he played for 5 different teams this year alone.
He's the most well-traveled player in all the OJHL. There's no question about it, yeah.
In the States, in Canada. I spoke to Greg Smith last night, the captain of Whitby, and he said not only is Lund going to contribute on the ice, but he's a great character in the dressing room. He's just the type of player that is going to really suit the way Whitby plays hockey.
Let's finish off then with, is there any team that we haven't discussed that may have surprised you with some under-the-radar moves that haven't been quite as ballyhooed as the other ones we've discussed today, but is there one team that maybe pulled some under-the-radar stuff that really interested you?
Alex, I think Georgetown, and then they're not they're not household names. Eamon Bollinger played for the Buffalo Junior Sabres. They got Joe McGrath, he's a CHL veteran, and they also got Brandon Carr-Ansa, who's a strong defenseman from Lindsay. Now, these three players alone would not make big headlines, but they're all players who thrive in the playoffs. They're going to give Georgetown a terrific amount of depth.
Ron, great stuff, man. Thanks for joining us and giving us your expertise.
You're welcome, Alex. Thank you very much.
Okay, a reminder, voting is commenced for the annual Scotiabank Fan Favorite Award. Here is your current top 5 in alphabetical order. Ryan Bazana, Matthew Bumstead, Dakota Betts, Marcelo Pericao, and Keaton Stewart of the Burlington Cougars. So to cast your votes, head to ojhl.ca. And last season, a record nearly 84,000 votes were cast as people got involved. ojhl.ca to cast your vote. And a reminder, the game of the week, the next one, February 2nd, Burlington at Oakville, followed by Kingston at Wellington, Pickering at Aurora, and we'll round things out on February 23rd, Trenton at Cobourg. That will be a fascinating Eastern Division match.
Hey everybody, welcome back to the OJ today. You know, the dynamics of junior hockey can be difficult to understand sometimes. Take the Toronto Patriots as an example. Now, they unloaded their top 2 scorers at the trade deadline, Dante Spagnuolo and Brett Bannister. Many predicted the demise of the Pats after that, but in fact, just the opposite has happened. The squad has been torching opponents ever since, reeling off 4 straight wins since the trades and rocketing up to 2nd place in the South Division. They continued to roll against Whitby last Sunday.
Whitby was feeling pretty good coming into this one after dropping divisional rival Cobourg 2 days before, but it's the Pats that draw first blood. Chris Pappas, set up by Alex Domovsky, makes it 1-0. Pappas not feeling so hot after this play though. Amadeo Mastrangeli rocking him with the gorgeous open ice hit, and Pappas had to stagger to the bench for repairs. The Pats avenge him though. Paul Spadafora, he rips it past Luke Pearson to extend the visitors' lead to 2, and then Mastrangeli continues to bully the Pats. Tiger Zhang on the receiving end that time. Whitby gets one back though. New acquisition Nick Lund gets it to Ryan Bazana, and the Fury deficit cut to just a single goal. And then in the third, it's Lund once again, acquired at the trade deadline from Lindsay. Love and life in Whitby. First goal with the new team, 2 points on the day, and it's all tied up. 45 seconds later, though, Nick Papadopoulos jumps on the rebound, and he gives Whitby its first lead of the game, up 3-2. They should have made it 4 right here, but Mario Pescia, oh baby. Take another look at this one. Utter larceny on Carson Gallagher, who's left shaking his head. One of the saves of the year for sure. And that woke the Patriots up. Domovsky in alone. Sweet hands to beat Pearson. Alex ties it up at 3 apiece. And then Spadafora, Ovechkin would be proud of that one-timer by Paul. Absolutely gorgeous. They would add one more for insurance as the Patriots just continue to excel despite trading away their top 2 scorers. Unreal. West Division showdown. Burlington hosting Brampton, who trailed them by just 2 points. Scoreless until the second. Aaron Dixon, the tip out front. And the visitors go up by a 1-0 count. 10 minutes later, Aiden Timmerman, ka-ching, money. Vicious wrist shot past Matt Dunsmore. Gorgeous. Admirals up by a deuce, and they would make it 3. Rough bounce off the boards here if you're a Cougar, that is. Brampton was loving it. Right to Vincent Bonaiuto, and the Maroon and Gold lead 3-0 after 40. Final stanza, Evan Stoll. You don't see backhanders like this anymore. Dying breed. Gordie Howe would love that one. I'm probably dating myself by saying that, though. 4-0 for the Admirals. Burlington does break the goose egg. Keenan Stewart manages to just slide it under Travis Smith there. Nowhere near enough on this day, though, as Brampton stays neck and neck with the Cougars for 3rd in the West. Okay, South Division showdown last weekend between the Buzzers and the JRCs. St. Mike's hit first. James Gibbons fires it off 3 bodies and in. He planned it that way. He's that good. 1-0 double blue. Second stanza. Buzzers on the power play. Cameron Searles, the fearless leader, making it 2-0 for St. Mike's. Third period, Les Canadiens get one back, and it was debatable. The puck slides through, and that is as far as it got. Was it over the line? The officials thought so. St. Mike's didn't like the call, obviously, but they did like the end result. Ben Lorick notching one to get the advantage back to 2 goals. They add another late to seal the deal and take it 4-1. Okay, one more. Very, very quickly. A North Division tilt. Markham and Newmarket. First period. Cool Sports Northwest Player of the Month, Alessio Luciani. Right on the doorstep. He's clinical. 1-0 Royals. Third period. Initial stop is made here. Braden Aubin pokes home the second chance to make it 2-0 for Markham. They would go on to add an empty netter and take another edition of the Battle of York Region. 3-0 this time. Okay, OJ standings brought to you by Jostens. Jostens, the official ring and awards provider to the OJHL. We start in the West. Oakville, the little X means they have qualified for the postseason, followed by Buffalo, Burlington, Brampton, Georgetown, and Brantford on the bottom. In the North, Markham now has overtaken Aurora, followed closely by Newmarket, then Pickering and Stouffville. In the South, North York is qualified as well. Huge 21-point lead over the Pats in second there, followed by St. Mike's, the JRCs, and Mississauga. And in the East, Cobourg on top still. Whitby and Trenton tied, followed closely by Wellington, and then it's Kingston and Lindsay currently in last. The top 5 brought to you by Chaos. Chaos, the official hat provider to the Ontario Junior Hockey League. At number 5, Cobourg and Lindsay in overtime. Brock Welsh, boom. The one-time beauty to clinch 2 huge points for the Cougars. Number 4, Brampton in Burlington. The Admirals Aiden Tamerman, top shelf, where mom tries to hide the cookies. Number 3, Newmarket's Graham McCrory. Dynamite rush here, everything but the finish, because Nathan Torkia flashing the leather to deny the Hurricane. Number 2, Torkia again. This one was even better. Leaves Brantford's Jack McTiernan just shaking his head right there. Torks making like Gumby as he stretches it to make the gorgeous save, but nothing could top this one. The Pats, Mario Pescia on Whitby's Carson Gallagher. Ridiculous. Carson thought he had a sure thing. Heck, we all thought it was a sure thing. World-class stop, though, and that is our Chaos Play of the Week.
And that's all the time we've got for this week. Just remember, though, to keep up to date with the league, you can always head to ojhl.ca, and, of course, all of your social media options right there for you to check out as well. Thank you so much for watching, everyone. We'll see you next week.